Israel is in, U.S. is in the war. U.S. bombed Iran. This is official, folks. U.S. has bombed Iran. This is from Midas Touch. U.S. is in the war.
The United States is currently at war. The United States has entered Israel's war against Iran. Donald Trump has just posted that the United States military has hit 3 nuclear sites in Iran. Let me repeat, the United States is at war. Let me read for you what Donald Trump posted. We have completed our very successful attack on the 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. All planes are now outside of Iran airspace. A full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary site, Fordow. All planes are safely on their way home. Congratulations to our great American warriors. There is not another military in the world that could have done this. Now is the time for peace, exclamation point. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Dumbass.
Let me repeat, the United States.
Dumbass. Time for peace. It's gonna continue, my friend. Well, not my friend. Dumbass president. What's gonna happen next? Is Iran gonna retaliate? Are they gonna go after Israel, or are they gonna go after the US? I don't know. Maybe with these troops in the middle, they're gonna go after the troops. There's US troops there in that area, so they probably go after them. But they may not retaliate. See if it stops there. That's the end of it. If Iran doesn't retaliate, if Iran does not retaliate, it might be the end of it. Maybe. Unless Israel goes and bombs again, which might happen. But
States is currently at war in Iran. The United States joining Israel, apparently with no other allies, U.S. and Israel. Donald Trump, Netanyahu against Iran. Donald Trump just posts, I will be giving an address to the nation at 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific at the White House regarding our very successful military operation in Iran. This is an historic moment, this is all in caps now, for the United States of America, Israel, and the world. Iran must now agree to end this war. Thank you, exclamation point. So after attacking Iran, Donald Trump is saying it was a successful operation and that Iran must now end the war after the United States just bombed Iran. It conjures images in my mind of when George W. Bush went on the ship and had the mission accomplished sign behind him, although that was not after the first few hours of an operation. Donald Trump also reposted open source intel account that says Fordow joining the starting 11.
Having a say.
Is gone. We're learning some additional information about the strike as well. Reports out of Iran right now of some of the most heavy, wide spectrum jamming of the war. Radios, GPS, and cell are all experiencing heavy degradation, most likely U.S. electronic warfare supporting the strikes. We also believe that the B-2s that were sent to Guam that we had been reporting about earlier in the day were a diversion. Other B-2s likely took off towards Iran, is what this account is saying, and many others in the intelligence space are saying as well. Trump announced that U.S. forces have struck Natanz, Fordow, and Isfahan nuclear facilities in Iran, and all aircraft are now out of Iranian airspace. An important thing to think about, as well as this account notes, I would not want to be on a tanker in the Strait of Hormuz right now. Very difficult hours ahead as the U.S. and other Gulf nations look to secure shipping. One of the things that Iran said it would do would be to shut down the Strait of Hormuz. And if that were to take place, that's where all of the oil leaves the Middle East from on its way to its destinations. That could have a massive shock on the supply chain
So get ready for oil prices to go up, folks.
of oil. Additionally, 3 senior Iranian officials have told the New York Times that they believe American forces had bombed Fordo and Natanz around 2:30 a.m. in Iran time. This is how Mark Montgomery III, a retired general, here's how he had to say it, or how he was discussing how U.S. military assets were critical to destroying the nuclear facility. Play this clip.
Your thoughts on the targets, and what about Fordo?
So exactly right. They've hit Natanz, Isfahan, and other Iraq and other sites here, and done significant damage. They've been around Fordo, but the reality is the president's right. Prime Minister Netanyahu said they could take Fordo. I think a fair statement is they could do significant damage to Fordo, but the only way you're going to destroy Fordo, and it's not a guarantee, but the only possible way are B-2 stealth bombers delivering the GBU-57, that 30,000-pound weapon.
Now, here was the prior report about the United States moving B-2 bombers to the Pacific island of Guam earlier. Play this clip.
The United States is moving B-2 bombers to the Pacific island of Guam as President Donald Trump weighs whether the U.S. should take part in Israel's strikes against Iran. The bomber deployment was relayed to Reuters on Saturday by 2 U.S. officials. It's unclear whether the move is tied to Middle East tensions. The B-2 can be equipped to carry America's 30,000-pound GBU-57 massive ordnance penetrator, designed to destroy targets deep underground.
And then Donald Trump met with his National Security Council within the past few hours. He was previously in Bedminster, New Jersey, golfing, and he was talking to the new members at his club in Bedminster, then congratulated the new members, then went back to Washington, D.C. to meet with the National Security Council, where it's believed that all these operations were taking place. Israeli media is saying that Israel has known for several days that Trump is, quote, on board, and yet Israel and the U.S. together created the feeling that there are disagreements in the American leadership in order to lull the enemy. There have been reports of tense conversations and of talks that are supposed to take place the next week. The goal was to create a diversion, allegedly, to prevent the Iranians from rushing to take action. But it should be noted as well that the United States was signaling to other countries, remember, 2 weeks, that it would try to see if there was a path towards negotiation. Many people are saying that 2 carries worth of Navy EA-18G Growlers were supporting this operation as well. Here's a clip right here of Donald Trump saying multiple times that he would never start a war in the Middle East and attacking others, neocons, etc., who have started wars in the Middle East before. Let's play this clip right here.
These globalists want to squander all of America's strength, blood, treasure, chasing monsters and phantoms.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip that, folks. What else they have?
To the Middle East. We should have never gone into the Middle East. Under my leadership, they're stronger than ever before. And
Okay, folks, I'm gonna end this.
first president in decades who didn't start a war.
Way as we get more data, but that's what we have for now. The United States is at war. Donald Trump did not go through the lawful process of getting an authorization by Congress, but Donald Trump has put the United States at war against Iran with Israel. Trump, Netanyahu, going it alone, as far as we know, without any of America's traditional allies. It is my belief that this is not going to be ending anytime soon. We'll keep you posted with more updates here on the Midas Touch.
And folks, that's it. The World War III has started. Or maybe it started even last week or whatever. There you go, folks. Trump, US is in the war now. So hopefully I don't know. Hopefully nobody. Hopefully that's it, but I doubt it. We'll see. We'll see what happens, folks. It's officially war. It's officially during the war. I always say World War III, but it seems like World War III. I guess they're not really. It's not really World War III yet. You don't see if any actors, any other countries come in to defend Iran. I mean, and it's only so far Israel and U.S. But we'll see. If you get any more countries going in on both sides, then it's an active war. And what about Pakistan? Pakistan, well, folks, yeah. Well, hang tight, folks. It's gonna be a bumpy ride.